gets the icing on the cake. Caldwell.
And it's another goal for Ellen White.
For the first time, Windsor Park in Belfast is sold out for a women's game. Northern Ireland face England in a World Cup qualifier, and both teams have a huge year ahead. England host the Euros this summer, and the Green and White Army will also be there in the same group and determined to enjoy their first major tournament.
Sometimes dreams do come true. The game changers are history makers. Northern Ireland are heading to the Euros.
England are among the favourites for the Euros, and they'll have a new captain leading them. Succeeding Steph Houghton is Leah Williamson.
It's a very proud moment, and I'm aware of the responsibility that comes with that title. The biggest honour in football, and I think that I appreciate that.
So this is how Group D in World Cup qualifying looks. Northern Ireland need a victory to keep slim hopes alive of finishing in second place and getting into the playoffs. Their 3-1 defeat in Austria on Friday was a major blow to those hopes. England can't win the group this evening because, as you can see, Austria are comfortably beating Latvia currently. And with us are two women, I'm delighted to say, who've both represented their countries more than 100 times. Alex Scott with those 140 caps for England, and Ashley Hutton, who in her 100th cap for Northern Ireland scored this rather crucial goal against Wales on the way to qualifying for this summer's Euros. What a way to mark your 100th cap, hey? And you've gone on to get 11 more since then as well. So you're well into the 100 club, Ashley. Fantastic to have you with us, but not for you, because you'd rather be with Kenny Shields' women out there getting ready for this game. 9 months after your ACL, how's it going? What are the hopes like of being part of the squad this summer?
Yes, I'm obviously starting to get minutes. Obviously 9 months into the ACL recovery. It's been a long recovery, but, you know, every day I'm just taking it one step at a time, and just hopefully I'll be on that pitch come July in the Euros, you know.
It's an exciting time to be part of the whole setup of women's football in Northern Ireland. With that qualification secure, tonight a sellout crowd as well. Tell us what it's been like the last year or so.
I think just the build-up, you know, you can start to see that the nation's starting to get behind us. You know, the fact that there's 16,000 fans that are going to be at Windsor Park tonight. It's going to be bouncing, you know, there's just so much excitement around women's football between the pathways, you know, grassroots development and everything, you know, even the coaching, everyone in Northern Ireland's behind Northern Ireland women, and it's an exciting time to be part of it.
I hope it's a spicy atmosphere tonight.
I was going to say, we're trying to create the studio atmosphere for you. Still bouncing.
But Alex, it's an exciting time for women's football, full stop, really. With the Euros coming in just a few months' time in England, so many of those matches are already sellouts as well. It really is that kind of... We said it in 2019 at the World Cup in France, but this feels even more like that kind of pivotal moment where the game is really moving into a different stratosphere.
I think I get goosebumps thinking about this summer and potentially what can happen to women's football. When you think about the games now being shown, the WSL games, people are now following the stories of the players. They know them, they can connect with them, they're more familiar with them. So I think what's been set up for this summer, everything's been done. When you think about the FA putting everything behind it, marketing, to make sure it is that showpiece event. And now, obviously, England just need to make sure they go and do the business.
Yeah, and Northern Ireland, as I say, it's slim hopes because Friday really dented those, didn't they, with that defeat to Austria. What was the atmosphere like afterwards? Because they would have hoped to have got something more, wouldn't they, from this one? You've been with the squad in the last few days.
Yeah, I think from speaking with the girls, they're very disappointed just with the manner of the goals. Obviously, we went there hoping to get a win, potentially a draw, and stay alive within the World Cup qualifiers. But, you know, I think the girls are disappointed, and they're going to want to go out tonight and prove a point that that was just a slip-up in our campaign.
Yeah, beware of the wounded animal. You know, there's going to be fire in those bellies, you'd hope, tonight. But Serena Wiegmann has dealt impeccably with England's campaign so far. They haven't conceded a goal yet in the campaign. What have you made of her 7-month tenure?
I think what she's got this team being ruthless and back to good habits, creating an environment where everyone has to earn their shirt. And I like it, even when you think about the last couple of lineups, there is no this big rotation. You haven't got long to the Euros, so you really need to take each game as if that's your game, that you're in the Euros. And so I like that. And it's got these players with the mentality of actually creating for each other a fun environment. But I like it, what you just said, Gabby, as well. They've got back to basics of not conceding goals, because that's when you come to tournament football, that's what you need to do.
Absolutely. OK, let's give you the team news then for tonight. And for Northern Ireland, they've got 2 changes from the Austria game. And it looks as if they've reverted to 3 centre-backs. Jolie Andrews makes her first international start. She comes in for Chloe McCarron, while Kelsey Burrows replaces Rebecca Holloway. England make 2 changes from the North Macedonia game on Friday. Captain Leah Williamson returns in place of Demi Stokes. While there's a change in goal, Mary Earps replacing Hannah Hampton. Williamson plays alongside Millie Bright at the back, and Jess Carter is moved from centre-half to left-back. And we have a choice of matches for you tonight as well. On BBC iPlayer, you'll find Scotland versus Spain just getting underway at Hampden Park. That's in Group B, where Scotland are currently in the playoff position. But let's take you right back to Windsor Park now and hear from tonight's 2 head coaches, starting with England's Serena Wiegman.
Well, Serena, 2 changes from the game against North Macedonia, including Leah Williamson coming in at centre-back. Is that her strongest position?
Well, I don't know. I think she can play centre-back very well. That's what she does at the club. But I think she can play very well in midfield too. I think for tonight, we made the starting lineup, which we think is the best team to start with.
England have been scoring goals for fun. You haven't conceded so far in this qualifying campaign. How much of tonight is just keeping that going?
Yeah, that's what we want. We want to, first of all, play well, win the game, and dominate the game as much as possible. And yeah, don't give away, don't concede any goals. But you know, it's football; it can always happen. But we're really trying to prevent and score. Yeah, score lots of them.
The result tonight is clearly the most important thing, but it's also a dress rehearsal for this summer's European Championships, when you'll be playing Northern Ireland in that group game. To what extent can you use tonight as an opportunity to learn about how they play?
Yeah, I think we know each other pretty well from the first game. We've seen them afterwards, of course, too. So tonight's another opportunity for them and for us to get to know each other even better. So it's actually either way. It can be, you can prepare very well, but that's what we would have done anyway. But it's just about tonight, playing well, winning the game, and take the next step in qualification for the World Cup.
Kenny, you've said you've put the disappointment of the result against Austria on Friday night behind you, and time to bounce back here at Windsor Park.
Yeah, well, I'm really pleased with the performance out in Austria, really pleased with it. And if we could match that tonight, it would be certainly progress, because it brings consistency. We just made a couple of mistakes and got punished. They made a few mistakes and we didn't punish them. So that's the way football is. You can come off and say we're hard done by, but you know, we have to accept when we're beaten as well, and against such a team from the upper echelons of European football. So we're pleased at our performance, but it didn't happen for us.
No matter the result tonight, Kenny, an historic night, a sellout crowd here at Windsor Park. This is an incredible occasion for you, for the squad, and for women's football in Northern Ireland.
Definitely, definitely. It's a measure of the progress that the women's team have done, and the participation that will come out of that, the increased participation down the years, young teenagers, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds. It's having a positive effect in that.
Thank you, Kenny. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, they are called the game changers, and certainly the tide is turning and changing for women's football in Northern Ireland. And the atmosphere is building, as you'd expect, with a full house there. Huge excitement about Northern Ireland's first ever major tournament this summer, even if their World Cup qualification is looking less likely. Well, Nicola McCarthy's been speaking to some of the key players.
Julie, you've had time to reflect along with the squad and Kenny on the Austria game. How have you looked back on it?
Yeah, ultimately we're disappointed with the result, but I think you know, we're proud of our performance. You know, we matched the team for a large part of the game that are ranked 21st in the world.
There's a lot of positives that we can take out of the game. We played very well on the night, but against these top nations, you can't switch off for 10 minutes, so we will learn a lot from that.
Is this the icing on the cake? Caldwell! Northern Ireland are heading to the Euros.
Can I take you back to that night at Seaview and the win over Ukraine?
You know, it was such a special occasion for us all, and one, you know, most of us probably thought, you know, we were never going to be in.
When Kenny came in almost 3 years ago, we went from being a team that lacked belief, and he flipped that, and we are now a team that go out to win, score goals. We qualified for the European Championships. You know, he's made our dreams come true.
That moment will live long in my memory. It's a one I'll never forget, and that moment right there is why we have got 16,000 at Windsor tonight.
It's a sellout crowd at Windsor Park. It's an historic night.
You know, for players like myself, you know, we used to have maybe 100 or 200 people at the start, so to go from that to 16,000 people, it really is incredible.
We don't just want to celebrate a sellout crowd, we want to make a fantastic account of ourselves, so that sellout crowd comes back. It then follows us to the Euros and the rest of this campaign.
Nothing's impossible for this squad, Nicola. You know, we're not going to go there just to make up the numbers. I think we've shown that.
And the move to full-time football for the home-based players was in preparation for this summer's Euros. How has that been?
Yeah, it's been fantastic to receive the support from the IFA to be able to do that from January, and I was working full-time and trying to fit my training in around that, and you just kind of felt like you were chasing your tail.
It's brilliant because it's going to give us a good opportunity to, you know, to make sure when it comes to the Euros that we're prepared, and we have this belief that we can go out and, you know, compete against these top nations.
You're preparing to face England, and in terms of World Cup qualification, mathematically it is still possible.
You know, we're at home. We want to impose ourselves and make it uncomfortable as we can for England to come to our home, so that's what I'm hoping we can do.
We talk about how things are changing for Northern Irish women in the game and the qualifying, but actually one of the key things that's happened in the last year is that the part-time players have been funded to go full-time in the build-up for the Euros. You've put your career on pause as well to take advantage of that. What has it done? What kind of difference has it made for those players?
It's obviously been a great opportunity, you know, from the girls. A lot of them haven't played full-time football before, and, you know, training 5 times, 6 times a week, you know, giving them that opportunity to have that contact time on the pitch and to bring that togetherness, and as a squad, you know, it's given us all the sort of things to set us up nicely for the Euros, and obviously we know we're going to be competing against the world-class players, so we want to be able to match that sort of standard.
Really important, and it makes such a difference. You experienced it in your career, didn't you? Swinging from being part-time to full-time when you moved to the States. What was it for you that was the big difference?
Being able to have the opportunity to fully focus on my craft and know that it was down to me to put the hours in and everything. And I actually had a conversation the other day, Gabby, with someone, and he was saying, oh, the quality's there now. Actually, the quality was there before, but like for Northern Ireland now, that support and that guiding, having the coaches around you constantly allows you to develop. And I think, it will take now like a couple of years, like same like with the England team, but it's being given that opportunity and that chance to actually show that the quality is there.
Yeah, just rest, recovery, all those important things. Can we talk about some of the key players tonight? Sarah McFadden's come in for you, a very experienced player. What does she bring to the squad?
I think she's just an inspiration for women's football, and she just highlights, you know, what Northern Ireland football is all about. She plays with so much passion, so much heart, and, you know, at Wembley she kept Ellen White quiet, so, you know, she's, you know, hopefully she can do the same tonight, but yeah, she's just an inspiration to women's football.
And a mum.
And a mum, yes, her little daughter Harper, so she's only 4 and she's going to be watching. I think she's gone to the game tonight.
Oh, that's fantastic. And Rachel Furness, of course, if you're a watcher of the WSL, you will have seen her this season coming up with Liverpool. Of course, used to be at Reading as well. She is instrumental, important, record goal scorer, 2 more than David Healy as well, who scored a very important goal at Windsor Park for Northern Ireland. I'm not saying that, the gods are there to kind of be looking at the omens, but she is so important to you.
Yeah, you know, she's our top goal scorer. She's a leader on the pitch. She's fiery. She wants to get stuck in. She knows, obviously, all the English girls. And, you know, she'll want to prove that she's up there and can play and compete with all those other girls.
I feel like you've got a sparkle in your eyes, you're saying that, looking at me, Gabby, there.
She's a game changer.
She is.
OK, well, England's win over North Macedonia on Friday included a 50th international goal for Ellen White. Tonight will be her 106th international cap. And she is as motivated as she ever was, as she told Joe Curry.
Of England goals for Ellen White.
Ellen, the milestones keep coming for you at the moment. In the last 6 months, you've reached 100 England caps. You've become the Lionesses' all-time leading goal scorer. Did you ever think when you started out that this is where your England career would take you?
No. Do you know what someone actually said to me? Like, was your dream to reach like 50 goals? And I was just like, no, it never like crossed my mind. But you saying it out loud is, yeah, it sounds incredible. I'm really proud of obviously 100 caps, breaking the Lionesses record, and then obviously reaching 50 goals. But you know me, I hate talking about myself. I always want to throw it back onto my team because I love playing for England. I've said it so many times, and I couldn't have, you know, achieved the things that I have, or the caps, or, you know, without my teammates.
You're closing in on Wayne Rooney's all-time England goal-scoring record. Surely you're in GOAT territory now.
No, definitely not. It's a tough one because, you know, men's and women's football is very different. But, you know, Wayne Rooney is an England legend. You know, I grew up watching him, and it's an amazing kind of achievement. But for me, I just want to play and do anything I can to support the team. It's a dream to play for England.
Yes, Leah.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm all right, thanks.
Let's talk about one of the biggest things, getting the captaincy for England. Mad.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I think, like, yeah, if you told me that was going to happen, I'd have said you were having me on. So it's quite a nice thing to have happened. Yeah.
What kind of a skipper is Leah like?
Brilliant. I love the fact that she's just so passionate. She wears her heart on her sleeve, same as Millie, and she will give everything for this team, and she will always put the team first. So yeah, I think, you know, she'll be phenomenal captain for England.
Look, we're in Belfast. Let's talk about this Northern Ireland game then. Do matches against other home nations feel different to other international matches?
Yeah, they're a bit spicier, I'd say. Yeah, they're exciting. We've heard it's a sold-out crowd, so it's always really exciting to play Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales. They're super competitive, energetic, you know, tackles flying in. But, you know, this one, World Cup qualifier, we totally have so much respect for Northern Ireland, but we've got a clear focus on what we want to achieve and get out of this game, and, you know, we want to qualify for the World Cup.
Well, she has been a magnificent servant for England and an incredible goalscorer, obviously. But 33 she'll be this summer, 33 years old. So do you think in the back of her mind she knows that her time as being, you know, the nailed-on striker for England at a major championship, this could be the last time because there's a lot of talent coming up behind her?
Really good talent as well. And I think what the environment Serena has created, you have to be earning, you have to be scoring to stay that number 9. So she knows she has to produce, and her numbers are fantastic. And you think about her story as well, the amount of injuries that she's had to overcome and the grit that she constantly shows. And I think what Ellen is as a teammate is that you always know what you're going to get. You're going to get that heart, you're always going to get that 100% effort from Ellen White.
And let's talk a little bit about the news that Serena Wiegman, very cleverly, I think, announced that Leah Williamson will be the captain for England this summer because, you know, there could have been that whole thing of kind of, well, will Steph come back? And it's kind of put that to bed, hasn't it, and said she's the captain. And for you, Alex, what is it about her that has lent her those qualities? What has given Serena Wiegman the kind of security and confidence that she's going to be a great captain?
I think what you see in Leah, we all know she's a mature head. She really has this calm presence about her. But like what Ellen said in that VT, Leah always puts the team first. She connects people on and off the pitch. She just has this aura about her. And above that as well, we've all seen Leah's football develop. They used to, when she was coming through at a younger age group, there'd always be a mistake in her, but she's really worked on her game. And I think with this statement, with her being captain, it does feel like this new England under Serena. But also, I just do want to say, because we have to give Steph credit. Steph has been a phenomenal captain and a phenomenal leader for England. And I know that transition is always hard, but it is a new, fresh England, I think, going forward.
And there's no saying that Steph won't be back playing for England, obviously. But perhaps we should have seen it coming, you know. A few years ago, we had the launch of Change the Game, which was the BBC's big summer of women's sport in 2019. And she spoke at that, Leah, and she was so impressive. I remember thinking, wow, this young player speaks brilliantly. She's got real commanding presence. But actually, we could go a few years before that, because in 2015, she was 18 years old, stepping up to take a penalty for England in the under-19s European qualifiers. This was against Norway. Seconds to go in the game. The penalty was disallowed because of encroachment, but actually the referee said, no, you can't retake it. She wanted to retake it. They said no. So England effectively lost the game and lost a chance of qualifying because of that. UEFA said, no, you've got to come back and take it. 5 days later, this was obviously played in Northern Ireland as well. This was played in Belfast. So, you know, she's got form in that city. And she went back and she converted the penalty. England qualify for the under-19s. That's 18 years old. Imagine spending 5 days thinking about taking a penalty.
I wouldn't sleep. Every night I'd be dreaming about it, thinking, what if I don't score, everything's on her. But what it does already show, that she can handle pressure. She's going to be that player that steps up in no matter what situation and be like, I'm going to be that leader, I'm going to command.
Well, there you can see the players are out ready for the anthems and the atmosphere is building at Windsor Park. It is Northern Ireland versus England for a World Cup qualifying. Well, points are on the line for Northern Ireland. They are desperately needed. Let's join former Northern Ireland captain Gail Redmond, England's record appearance holder Farrah Williams and Robin Cowan at Windsor Park.
Good evening, everyone. In a season of landmark moments, another momentous occasion for the women's game. All available tickets here at Windsor Park sold. It's a record crowd for a women's match in Northern Ireland.
Can you turn her up? I'm getting a
Let's get your teams then for today's World Cup qualifier. Two changes to the Northern Ireland team, beaten 3-1 in Wiener Neustadt. A special night for 19-year-old Jolie Andrews, who makes her first international start after scoring her first senior goal against Austria. Kelsey Burrows also starts in defence. Rachel Furness, a familiar name in the English game, is Northern Ireland's all-time top scorer, including 7 in World Cup qualifying. As for England, it was another thumping win on Friday evening, a 10-0 victory against North Macedonia. Sarina Wiegman makes 2 changes tonight. Mary Earps replaces Hannah Hampton in goal, while newly named captain Leah Williamson plays at centre-back, with Jess Carter moving to left-back. Demi Stokes drops to the bench. Having notched her 50th goal on Friday, Ellen White is now just 3 goals off Wayne Rooney's international record. And a couple of players to pick out ahead of this one, starting with the England corner. Farrah Williams, you want to focus on one of the most prolific goal scorers England's got at the moment.
Yeah, I'd like to mention Beth Mead. I think she's been fantastic under Sarina Wiegman in this England team. I think, you know, whether it be starting the game or coming on and being an impact player, she's certainly scoring and assisting this England team, and she looks like a different player in this environment under Sarina. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she can deliver again today.
And Gail, a threat, a potential one for England from the Northern Ireland side.
Yeah, I go for Demi Vance. I think she's really looked like an accomplished defender recently, you know, playing week in, week out for Rangers. I think our delivery and set plays is probably what we're really going to be hoping for tonight, for her to be clinical in that.
Northern Ireland's hopes of qualifying for next year's World Cup are pretty much over after that defeat to Austria on Friday night, but still something on this preparation for the next meeting at this summer's European Championships. So both sides will be eyeing each other up, seeing what they can take when they go into that game at St Mary's in June. And England still need a point to qualify if they win tonight. That was because Austria beat Latvia convincingly earlier on. England rampant under Sarina Wiegman. They've not dropped a single point. In fact, they've not even conceded. And in the process, they've also scored 63 goals. A 4-0 defeat of Northern Ireland in the reverse fixture at Wembley. And a good reception around Windsor Park as all the players and the referee take the knee ahead of kick-off to highlight the opposition to all forms of discrimination. And so England will get us underway with one of the bright young things that will, I'm sure, light up the Euros. Lauren Hemp plays it back to the new captain, the new permanent captain, Leah Williamson. And Windsor Park, it's been building steadily, the atmosphere, and it is absolutely rocking. Will it be silenced immediately? It's a crossover from the far side, and it's out for a goal kick. Gail, I mean, what an occasion. You can feel the emotion coming through, can't you?
Absolutely, just as the stadium was filling up. This is just a milestone in Northern Ireland's history in football. To be here at Windsor Park and for there to be a full house is incredible. So their previous record crowd has been absolutely smashed out of the park. 3,500 watched the win against Latvia. And Northern Ireland will play it out from the back. That's a philosophy that the manager, Kenny Shields, wants them to adopt, and something perhaps, Farrah Williams, that England can exploit.
Yeah, most definitely. It's interesting to see how Northern Ireland have set up with a back five, and they look like they're matching England 3 for 3 in the middle, but leaving 2 up front to really try and occupy the 2 England centre-half. So they're certainly playing with a little bit of a threat with two players up front, and obviously they've got a back five to try and deal with the threat that we have in our front line.
The first corner of the game, and it's going to be taken by Lauren Hemp of Manchester City. 4 senior goals, all in World Cup qualifying for Lauren Hemp, all against Latvia. That 20-0 win. Taken short. It's well worked by England. Stanway had a swing at it, but it was really well defended, actually. And Northern Ireland, well, their attempted break just broke down.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. We have to play quick on the counter, and we're going to have to be able to suck up an awful lot of pressure, and defending like that in centre box is going to be crucial tonight.
I think certainly England have to be switched on to the counter-attack from set plays. You know, committing so many bodies forward with Northern Ireland keeping 2 strikers up. We have to be, you know, prepared for the counter-attack, which is what it looks like Northern Ireland are looking to play on.
A slight error from Jess Carter, just lost her footing, but the ball down the line for Wade is easily dealt with by England. Millie Bright brings it away. Not a great pass from Chelsea's centre-half. She's had a magnificent season for club. And Northern Ireland all playing with fire. And we saw that against Austria, and Ellen White nearly profiting. High risk. And a few clenched jaws up in the commentary box.
Yes. I think we have to be careful at the back there.
Kenny Shields is celebrating his 40th wedding anniversary tonight. Where else would you rather be on such an occasion? Hopefully he's got something else planned as well for Gwen at some point.
Trip to the Euros?
Oh, there we go. Lucky girl. As we'd expect, England will have most of the possession here. Bright allowed to stride forward. Now Bronze scored her last international goal against Northern Ireland in the friendly at St George's Park back in February 2021. Here's Carter. Now Hemp. That's good defending from Northern Ireland. Abby McGee and Jolie Andrews. And speaking of emotion, Gail, Jolie Andrews, one of your players that you've seen grow up from a wee one into, well, not so wee, still a little bit wee, but 19-year-old making her first international start.
Yeah,
today.
she's had an incredible journey, and you know she's been part of our player pathway program. you know, since she was 11 years old, and you know, to see her now starting in the big stage, in the European stage for Northern Ireland against England, I know our parents will be immensely proud, and also our club Glentoran.
Andrews looks up, tries to play the ball over the top for Wade, cut out by Bright. And a little bit too much on that from Millie Bright. Trying to get a Ryan, find her range.
I feel England need to be a little bit patient. They're trying to, you know, force balls forward early into those wide areas. I feel like the wide areas for us, you know, is going to definitely be England's out through our fullbacks more so than our wide players. As we progress up the pitch, I feel like you could bring the wide players into play and overload them in wide areas. But it's got to start from the fullbacks, and I think we've got to stop forcing play, try and get a little bit of ball, make it hard for this Northern Ireland team.
A bit of rain, a bit of a slick surface. Walsh's pass, a bit too much on that. Now Carter down the line for Hemp. A deft touch to find Ella Toon. Hemp around Nelson. Lovely dummy from the referee. Good vision. Taking lessons from Mike Dean. Here's Bright. Northern Ireland never beaten England. 11th meeting. They haven't scored against England since 1985. Over it's Hemp. A bit of space here for Toon. That's well read by Julie Nelson. Record caps holder. Made her debut for Northern Ireland some 18 years ago. Carter waiting for options. At the moment, Northern Ireland doing a good job of keeping England at arm's length.
Yes, Robin, that's going to be key tonight. You can see that they're encouraging the pre-shot because we're going to need to be compact, but sometimes when you don't have very much of the ball, you have a tendency to drop early, and we can't do that. We can't invite the pressure on to England. That's why with our two forwards, we need to make sure that they don't have an easy time of it.
Bright allowed to come forward again, but Northern Ireland in a good shape. Bronze. It's good movement from Georgia Stanway. A good burst of pace as well. And that should have been 1-0. Ellen White made a good dart to the front post, but couldn't get her header on target.
Yeah, unfortunately, Marissa Callahan she tracked her, but she took that wee extra touch, the dummy there, and that was a really good opportunity for Ellen White.
I think it's these runs from midfield. I think if our wide players are going to play narrow with the fullbacks really high on the touchline, I feel it's important for our 10s to get beyond, and there's a great run from Stanway there, and you know, the ball into Ellen White, we expect her to get a touch on that and put it in the back of the net.
Serena Wiegman, England manager, unbeaten in her 10 games so far. And England's better run for 6 years. And they last went 11 unbeaten. 2012, 2013. It's been a good start to her managerial career at England, but really the test will begin in July at Old Trafford. And England face Norway in their opening game of the Euros. Nelson back to Burns. Northern Ireland again just about getting away with it. Composed enough from McFadden, who gets it away. That's a lovely flicked header. But McGill can't keep the attack going.
Really brave from Northern Ireland playing out there under immense pressure from an England front line. You know, they're expected to press under this, you know, Serena Wiegman's team. So they're playing a little bit with fire, I'd say, and I think, you know, they certainly have to be careful playing out inside that 18-yard box. There's been a few now where, you know, they've got themselves a little bit lucky.
Hemp. Good burst of pace away from the touchline, but again, good through ball, no one there to receive. Now Kira Walsh, one of the first names on the England team sheet.
Yeah, she's a quality player. She just sits in that 6 so well for England.
Hemp in behind, delivers. Oh, what a clearance that was off the line from McFadden to deny Beth Mead. To Really good England chances not taken. Good awareness from McFadden.
Yeah, I think Farah said it early on, it's the wide play from England, and it's 2 times now they've got in behind us and they've caused us serious problems.
There's Rachel Furness of Liverpool, just promoted back to WSL.
I think with, you know, when you're playing against a pressing team, it's important that you try and play forward passes and try and beat that press. Northern Ireland are playing into the England press, and that they really are causing themselves problems. And against a team like England with such quality in the team, it's not going to be long before one of these, you know, a big mistake and then see themselves go a goal behind.
Yeah, it's a philosophy that Kenny Shields has brought into the team. You know, he wants them to play brave, and it's maybe just the balance that they haven't got completely right. Of sometimes you have to go long and you have to play a little bit ugly.
Carter, see what she was trying to do. Bit of a disguise on that towards Ellen White. And this was a really good bit of play from England and a brilliant defensive clearance.
It was a fantastic ball from Ella Toon into the channel, and you see Lauren Hemp come from wide infield, and it's a fantastic cutback, and it takes the 2 centre-halves out of the game, and McFadden on the line with a fantastic clearance.
Unsung hero Sarah McFadden has been for Northern Ireland throughout the years.
34 years old, winning her 88th cap today. Does play in England as well, championship with Durham, who are always up there towards the top of the championship. Not so much this season, 6th at the moment, but also a mum. It's a real inspirational character.
She is, very much so, a hero, and I think we have a few goats on this team, but she would definitely be one of mine.
I think, you know, certainly have experience, you know, in this Northern Ireland team. Certainly today, you know, with the crowd, they've probably never played, apart from, you know, the Wembley game, with such a big crowd. But they've got a home crowd behind them tonight, so they'll need the experience of McFadden, you know, to keep her players calm in those situations.
Demi Vance has not had a chance to really show off her dead ball delivery yet, but caused a few problems against Austria on Friday. Zinsberger, the Austrian keeper, Arsenal keeper, didn't look comfortable at all. At the moment, they can't really get out of their own half. And here's Ellen White. Bronze. A little bit too hesitant, but shows her physicality to win it back, but then Northern Ireland dispossess her. And just that final ball, maybe a little bit rush sometimes.
Yeah, unfortunately, we really need to get in behind England. I think when we're playing on the counter and make them turn and give us a chance maybe on a foot race.
I'd like to see England wide players be more patient, stay out on the touchline for longer. I think that's where we're going to get our overloads, and that's where you're going to allow the spaces for our 10s to run between, you know, the fullback and the third player as a centre half. That's where we're going to get our chances from. When they're narrow, I think it makes it too easy for them.
Ella Toon trying to win it back, and the referee plays an advantage. And McGill allowed to turn. She's got runner forward in Wade. A good challenge coming in.
Yeah, I just think she waited too long. The pass just maybe needed to be played a wee bit sooner. Give her an opportunity maybe to run in behind. Positive stuff from Northern Ireland, though.
They can't be underestimated, the achievement of getting to a first major tournament, the lowest ranked side to do so.
No.
Carter. Playing at left back. Another player who's had an excellent season for Chelsea. A bit of a slow burn since she joined there from Birmingham. Now getting regular minutes. Bright with the cross. Oh, it's bounced over Abby McGee to Hemp. There's Ella Toon of Manchester United. Right into Beth Mead. 12 goals in World Cup qualifiers, including 4 on Friday night at North Macedonia. Fadden getting tight to White, but she's wriggled away. Nelson gets her foot in, and just wide. Ella Toone with the strike.
It's a really good ball from Leah Williamson into Ellen White. Straight down the middle, and it just ricochets into Tooney on the edge of the box. She needs to do better with that chance. You know, it's a great strike, but one that I would be expecting her to hit the target from.
Toone got a hat-trick on Friday as well. England on an excellent run, but I think it should be noted in mitigation that it's been a fairly regulatory qualifying period in the World Cup. It's Austria who've given them the best game, actually, and 1-0 win. Ellen White scoring the winner. And next two qualifiers for England, away at Austria and Luxembourg. It's in September. Toone, it's a really good ball. Finding Mead. Now Bronze. Lel from Hemp. That's it back from Carter. Hemp trying to get around Nelson, who's stuck tight to her, and then draws the foul.
Excellent work there by Julie Nelson, who's shown all her experience. You know, her timing was impeccable, and it needed to be. Just see it there. Wee bit of a tangle, and smart to go down at the right time there.
Good win from Williamson. Close control from Toone, but she's given it to Callahan. Now Furness. Andrews. Northern Ireland will just enjoy completing a few passes. Feeding the ball. Furness away from Toone. It's great to hear every good touch being cheered by the Windsor Park crowd, but Jess Carter on the front foot to win it back for England. Now Hemp. Lovely touch from Stanway. Works it on to Mead. Bronze. And now White. Again, McFadden is there to charge down the shot.
And that was absolutely excellent by England. You know, from the left side to the right side, looking for the gaps, and thankfully Northern Ireland dropped at the right time just to snuff out any danger.
Toone just can't quite find the right angle. Nelson makes the clearance. Farah, this is better from England.
It's when England are at their best. When you have runners beyond this Northern Ireland back line, it's really difficult for them to defend. And you see Lucy Bronze get beyond and put a beautiful cross into the box. And McFadden, you know, reading the game really, really well, getting nice and tight to Ellen White and clearing her lines.
Well, there would have been huge disappointments from the results in Austria, but so much to look forward to for Northern Ireland. All of their games will be played at St Mary's, Southampton, so a couple of weeks down by the south coast, not bad at all. And hopefully a few good performances and results.
We're painting the town green.
Just not in the last group game.
Furness. Again, Northern Ireland trying to play the short game. Nelson gives it away to Carter. White. It's Lucy Bronze who's forward here. Bronze, and just wide.
I just think Demi Vance did enough just to put her off the shot, but that was a real opportunity.
They're not shy, are they, Northern Ireland, in playing out? And look, they make a mistake in playing it to Jess Carter. Again, Lucy Bronze getting forward and into the box, and a fantastic challenge there by Vance.
maybe a slightly fortunate one. She was Lucy Bronze caught just after the ball had gone, but no complaints from England's right back.
And I think what's key for England too is the numbers that they got forward. You see Ella Toone there just making that third man run, and if there was any spills, he was ready there for the tap in, and it's happened a few times. And you know, Jolie Andrews really going to have to try and get tight to her.
Ellen White expected Beth Mead to be there. Instead, it's Vance who's allowed to advance. And a little bit too much on that. Simone McGill. Just precision on the pass.
Yeah, it was better from Northern Ireland. It was in behind. It gives Simone a chance to get onto it. Unfortunately, just not quite accurate enough. But that's it. That's exciting. That's exactly what Northern Ireland need to do in the counter-attack.
Bright into Bronze. First time onto Mead. Stanway. Northern Ireland making these challenges at just the right time. Bright. Well, opened up for it. Ricochets off Nelson, and that's a good save. And the rebound from Ellen White is in, but the flag is up.
Yeah, Robin, that's what I was talking about earlier on. You know, two great strikes. Julie Nelson in the right place for the first one to get the block in. But Ellen White was there, and this is what exactly she does so well and has done for England.
Yeah, you can see Ellen White's miles offside here. And, you know, when the shot's taken from Mead. But great to see her following up, and that's why she gets so many goals. She's always in the right position. But just, you know, on this occasion, she's offside.
I would say a good spot from Christina Biehl, the assistant referee, but fairly easy one for her.
You can really see Northern Ireland growing into the game. I think the longer, you know, they've kept, you know, England out of the goal, they've started to grow into the game. They're starting to play, you know, possession-based, more forward passes. They're starting to get into the England final third. So they'll take a lot of confidence from this first 20 minutes.
Oh, Shields.
Even Shields trying to show some skills down there. Look at him.
That was a poor touch. Very poor.
I think it was intentional. He was kicking it out for longer.
Oh, in that case, that's genius. So Kenny Shields was booked after about 10 minutes against Austria when Northern Ireland had won a free kick. So just a little illustration there of what sort of coach that he is. Very passionate man. And nearly 3 years in the job, and he's already leaving such a legacy.
He really is, and he just has such high standards and unbelievable belief in this group of players. You know, you've seen it, you know, Faris has chatted about how brave we are on the ball, and again, that's the expectations he has.
England having to be patient. Here is Carter. Trying to up the tempo. Toone. Attempted pass towards Bronze, but McFadden makes another interception. Bronze wins it back well. Missed the first half of the season, Lucy Bronze, with injury. No coincidence that Manchester City's fortunes have turned around with the return of Lucy Bronze, Ellie Roebuck, Kira Walsh. Here's Toone going for goal. Easy one for Burns. What do you think, Farah? A bit more patience needed?
I think so. I think tactically, you know, we're not testing Northern Ireland. I think our wide players going narrow, and I spoke about it early on. I think when our wide players go in early, I think it makes it really easy for this Northern Ireland team to defend our fullbacks, because it allows for the wide player to then release to the fullbacks. I think what they have to do is stay wider for a lot longer and try and double up in the wide areas. So, for example, here, if Beth Mead stays on a touchline, it opens up gaps. It stretches their backline, which is what England need.
Williamson. Big weekend for a lot of these players. FA Cup semi-finals, West Ham against Manchester City and Arsenal against Chelsea this weekend. Both live on the BBC for you. Millie Bright sends it forward again. Doesn't reach the intended target, straight to Burns. Stanway. White lays it off, back to Georgia Stanway. Cut out again by McFadden. That's trying to get around Bronze, not an easy thing to do, but she's got it back. The poked pass straight to Jess Carter. Hemp. The burst of acceleration. Toon to Hemp. Yes! And it's in! Lauren Hemp. Well, not the cleanest of finishes, but the result was what she wanted. And Northern Ireland's resistance is broken. I think the scuff shot may have confused Burns in the goal. Not the most pretty goal, but she'll take it. England lead.
Yeah, and it comes from Lauren Hemp driving with the ball and just releasing Toon into the channel and then following her run into the box, and it just comes back to her. She gets a touch on it, and look, it just lifts it over the keeper. I'm not sure of the intent, but it certainly looks good on the eye. She'd argue that she meant that. Just nicely executed and lifts it over the keeper.
I've got to say, if she did mean that, that's pretty special. Burns had absolutely no chance.
No, and I think the frustrating part there for Northern Ireland is it was a mistake from Burns to begin with. You know, it was a bad clearance, and then we never recovered. The gaps were open, and England were able to get in behind. But we talked about it earlier, you know, the runs from the midfield from England are excellent, and we have to make sure that we track those runners.
Lauren Hemp with her 5th senior international goal. I'm sure we'll be seeing many more.
Yeah, the next 5 minutes are going to be so important for Northern Ireland. You know, we've seen it against Austria. They were so disappointed, and now we have to really learn from that and get tight. Show a bit of maturity.
Here's Carter. Now Hemp. Toon. Tempted to take the shot, but plays in Stanway. Space here for Bronze. First time cross in. Poked away by McGee. And that's good strength from Kira Walsh. Stave off Simone McGill. Carter. That's well defended from Nelson.
Yeah, Northern Ireland really going to have to stay compact and tight and don't let the runners just easily move off them and put pressure on the ball. And if we can, when we get it, can we hold on to it a little bit?
Just seeing the goal again there, and you can see, I think she did miss kick it. You can see from Lauren Hemp's reaction that she felt as though she didn't get good connection on it, but the connection was good enough to, you know, lift it over the keeper.
Laura Wade down for Northern Ireland here. Not absolutely sure what happened there, but needing some treatment.
Yeah, I think it was a little coming together.
A chance for Kenny Shields to deliver some words of advice. The unscheduled drinks break.
Yeah, I see the team physio, Katrin Ferguson, team doctor William.
A good crowd in tonight.
A fantastic crowd. Something, you know, Northern Ireland should certainly be proud of the crowd that they've, you know, got in today for this international fixture. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's what this team has done. It's inspired a nation, and we are so fortunate in our country that we have good collaboration, and so many other sports are represented tonight, which we're really excited to, you know, for them as to be guests here. I've seen some of the Ulster hockey and the GEA and the rugby as well. It's brilliant.
Wade looks like she's going to continue for now. There's 6 players in the squad that play for Glentoran. Here's White. McGill. That's good play. And claiming an offside. That looks very tight indeed, I've got to say. I'll have to take another look at this one.
Yeah, I think she's clearly offside. She had it gone early, but fans didn't recognise it in the wee extra touch from Demi. You just see it there, yeah, just drifted offside.
I think Leah Williamson does really well to just, you know, stop and stand still and allow the runner to go offside. It was brave.
Carter. An unnatural left footer on that left side, so always wanted to cut back on her right.
Yeah, but I think it's okay for Jess Carter to come back inside. I think what she needs is their midfield. They start to make a run forward and then you check back. And they're actually not breaking a line with their movement. If they commit to their run, I think they're going to hurt this Northern Ireland team, which will allow Jess Carter to pick passes out.
Attempting to pick out Hemp. Nelson dealing with it.
They certainly have to be more committed, this England midfield, to make runs beyond. That's what they're in there for. When you're playing against a deep line that Northern Ireland have, you have to break it, and you break it by running beyond.
Toon, lovely bit of skill. Mead. Walsh to Stanway. Oh, that's a lovely layoff. And Ellen White, maybe too many touches. Eventually the flag goes up. That looked offside in the first instance. I'm not sure why that took so long.
Yeah, I think you could see it early on. I think, you know, Ellen White had run herself offside. You can see it here in the replay. The touch around the corner, just slightly offside. It's close, but for me it's offside. And again, McFadden, you know, good defending before the flag goes up.
Williamson playing at centre-half today. She's been played mainly as a midfielder alongside Kira Walsh under Serena Wiegman. It'll be interesting to see when Alex Greenwood returns from injury.
I think the nice thing about that is that Serena Wiegman has options with this England team. There's so much quality within the squad. The squad depth now, you know, is so competitive.
Here is Bright. Bronze onto Mead. That's really good defending from Callaghan. The mum of the team. Little boy Quinn. Carter. No one really tight close to her. Eventually Simone McGill gets back and wins the ball. They're playing the WSL. Simone McGill's been at Everton for over a decade. And McGee cuts out that pass.
Yeah, it's a real crucial time in the game for Northern Ireland. You know, 33 minutes gone, and I think if, you know, they've been able to just come together, sit a wee bit deeper here, apply a bit of pressure a wee bit faster, and make England really, really work for this.
There's Hemp. Again, McGee gets a foot in. One of the domestic players that are now full-time. The programme that came in January to support the domestic players ahead of the Euros. And hopefully it will pay off. I think the players have already said it has. McFadden's clearance, back in by Hemp. Stanway closed down by Callahan. All bronze, that's a loose ball. Wade, though, can't keep hold of it. Here's Hemp. Again, good defending from McGee.
Excellent. Again, Northern Ireland cannot switch off in this corner.
It's been down his left-hand side with Lauren Hemp, where, you know, England have found, you know, their best qualities. I think, you know, the quality that Lauren Hemp's had on the ball, driving into the box, trying to create something. I think, other than that, I think England have been quite sloppy around the park.
Georgia Stanway picking the short corner. Work to Walsh. Different angle to send it in. And Millie Bright went down. Picked up by Williamson. It's a great touch. A lovely ball through and wide. And a corner kick. It's another really good challenge from McFadden.
Yeah, I think Demi Vance will be happy to see that McFadden was a last-ditch tackle again, and it's what she does well. You know, she sees the danger and coming across here, and she just gets her body in the way. Excellent defending.
Lauren Hemp over this one. Mixed up their set pieces, England.
Yeah, they're showing good variety in the set pieces. I'd like to see one wrapped just underneath the keeper, you know, with the height that we have within the box. England, White and Bright and Lucy Bronze. I think it would be more of a threat.
I wouldn't, Robin.
It's the problem with having two co-commentators. A lot of disagreements. There's Hemp. And it's a really good header away from Furness.
The one player you don't want to put the ball near is Furness. Having played with her, you know, one of the best headers in the women's game. You've got to miss her if you're going to put a good delivery in.
That's not a bad one. That's a really good piece of goalkeeping from Burns. The flag has gone up. She didn't know that. Good decisive play.
Again, it's the quality that's coming from Lauren Hemp. Great delivery. She's actually looks onside for me, Ellen White at the back post. Great delivery again from Lauren Hemp from the right-hand side this time, in swinging, making it difficult, but really brave from the keeper Burns there to come out and punch.
So much learning for these young Northern Ireland fans, because that's just typical number 9 play, you know, playing off the shoulder of the centre back, and you know, it's the reason why Ellen White has been so successful as a striker.
6 goals at the Olympics, 6 goals the previous World Cup in France. It's a good ball over the top from McFadden, putting Leah Williamson under pressure, but good distance on the header and a rare touch, in all honesty, for Mary Earps.
I mean, it's the right ball from McFadden, in behind a high England back line with, you know, runners beyond, and it's good defending from Leah Williamson to get a header back into Mary Earps.
Bright, straight to Beth Mead. And Burrows gets a foot in. Another corner for England. Played in the Championship with Blackburn, Kelsey Burrows. A few of these have played in English game. Hemp with this delivery. Well, the goalkeeper came and just bounced harmlessly wide.
I don't think the delivery was bad from Lauren Hemp. I just think the movement, you know, was too early and it's missed all of our, you know, runners. I think Lucy Bronze has gone way too early. The delivery's not been taken and it's missed everybody.
Free kick to Northern Ireland. See what they can do from this. It's not going to be a Demi Vance, maybe a little bit too far away for her to really hurt from here, so it's going to be Julie Nelson. They've sent pretty much everyone forward.
Julie Nelson's and also a dead ball specialist as well for Crusaders. Scored many a free kick last year in the Niffle Premier League. Both her coaches here tonight cheering her on.
Bronze, challenged by Callahan. Here is Carter. Hemp once again up against McGee. Stanway. Now Toon. Bronze takes it on. Good burst from her towards the back post, and it's over the bar from Hemp.
Yeah, I just think that Demi Vance just needs to get a little bit tighter there. The Bronze, again, that's a dangerous cross coming in. And Hemp there, you get to the better of McGee, and unfortunately just can't direct the header down.
I think it's really good from Lucy, the way she slows the ball down and then draws the defender in to push a pass and then just dinks one to the back post. It's, you know, the delivery from Lucy Bronze there, she's picked out Lauren Hemp at the back and just dinked one to the back post. I think Lauren Hemp, you know, the header has to do better and maybe hit the target.
Almost looks so easy for Lucy Bronze, doesn't it? She breezes past players.
She does it so well, and she's done it so consistently over the years.
Andrews. Nearly made up for her heavy touch, but England have it back. Again, McFadden is there to clear up, but the flag is up. I think Kenny Shields will be very pleased with the response since going behind, because that was one of the main issues, especially on Friday night. 1 became 2 and 3.
Yes, I think that Northern Ireland showed really good leadership, just like Jackie's doing right now. Jackie Burns is slowing the play down, got a wee knock there. It takes the sting out of the game, and it takes England's rhythm, you know, it breaks it up, and that's the kind of things Northern Ireland have to do to be able to stay in this game.
Just the one sub-goalkeeper. He doesn't like to name 3, does he, Kenny Shields? It's interesting in these squads. He's going to have to at the Euros, so might be a position up for grabs to see. Not me, I'm stood on a box. I can't be a goalkeeper.
Yeah, there's Maddie Clifford from Crusaders. Unfortunately, Lauren Perry got a serious ACL injury, so she's out. But, you know, he's got options there, and he's working on that.
Northern Ireland will be hoping that, you know, Burns is okay, because she's been fantastic, not just with her hands and coming out and punching, but she's been fantastic with her feet and starting attacks for Northern Ireland. She's very comfortable with her teammates passing her the ball back. So they'll be hoping that she's okay and, you know, can recover.
Becky Flaherty there, just getting ready just in case, along with Megan Bell.
She's playing the WSL with Liverpool. Becky Flaherty's now in the 3rd tier. I think Jackie Burns will want to carry on if she can, but it's always a concern, isn't it?
Yeah, look, you know, certainly with the back, and you know, it looks as if it might have spasmed. You know, you can't really tell. Hopefully, as I say, because, you know, she's certainly kept this Northern Ireland team in the game. She's having a fantastic game, and I'm sure she'll want to continue the game. You know, a home crowd, it's been fantastic.
Callahan. Vance with a bit of space over on the far side. Up against Bronze. It's good movement from Wade. But Bright's just a little bit too strong. And a rare Northern Ireland attackers. Put a stop to.
Yeah, I think Millie Bright there just shows her experience and what she's been doing, you know, for her club Chelsea all year round. She's a staller back there defending, and we just have to play the ball a little bit quicker.
You have to keep an eye on Burns. I'm just watching her from up here. She doesn't look as if she's moving quite comfortably.
I think they may give her until half-time and assess her. Just a few seconds left of normal time. Will be a few stoppages. Walsh's pass is cut out by Callaghan, but she gives it straight to Bright. And now Stanway. Bronze on her outside. Mead. I'm trying to get past 3 green shirts and couldn't do so.
Three minutes just gone up on the board there.
3 minutes.
I think I'll be counting them down.
Time for more chances. Here's Hemp. Good body position from McGee. And Ellen White, well, contorted herself to try and get that header on target.
It was always going to be difficult. I think the ball in from Jess Carter, was, you can see it here as Lauren Hemp plays it back to Jess Carter. It's just behind Ellen White. And to execute that and try and get that on target is really difficult. When you're moving away from goal and trying to execute a header, really difficult technique.
Hemp wins the header.
Again, excellent defending from Nelson there. She looked at Burns to go back and just allowed Ellen White to come in and was able just to get us a goal kick and hopefully run a little bit more time off the clock. And managing the game is so important to Northern Ireland. When you're a team you don't have very much of the ball, in times like this we really have to try and run down the clock.
Here's Stanway. Carter. Weight of passing behind for Hemp. Just over Ellen White. Oh, that's a poor clearance. Straight to Stanway. Bronze in for White. Another glancing header wide from Ellen White.
You can see from the deliveries, Lucy Bronze again chipping one to the far post, or at least trying to, and Ellen White again trying to get onto the head. But it's been a consistent with this England team. When they get into wide areas, narrow, they really try and dink. They try and miss the first defender and dink it beyond, because the keeper will come to the near post to try and cover the goal, and they're trying to beat that near post and dink it to the far post with late runners.
Bright deals with the initial ball. This could be an opening for Northern Ireland. Andrews flicked on. Lucy Bronze taking a chance and being absolutely clattered by Demi Vance, who looks incredulous, but I'm not sure she can have too many complaints about that one.
No, it's not too many times you were able to knock Lucy Bronze off the ball, but I think she was off balance here, and Demi comes flying in. And good passage of play from Northern Ireland, though. We moved the ball quickly, we held it up from McGill. We got the crossover, and it's half-time.
And that's it, half-time at Windsor Park. England lead by 1-0, thanks to a bit of improvisation, we'll call it, from Lauren Hemp. Northern Ireland have proved stubborn opponents, though, apart from that, without really troubling the England back line. Ellen White has also had a couple of chances to add to her tally, but Northern Ireland very much still in this game at the break at their national stadium. Half-time, Northern Ireland 0, England 1.
Yeah, and you'd think that would be the thing that they are most pleased about when they go in there and Kenny Shields sits those women down, that they are still in this game. But that is a tough way to play, and it's doubtful you can carry on playing like that for another 45 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think, you know, for 90 minutes it's going to be, you know, hard work for the girls. They're obviously putting in a good shift within today, but, you know, you can't do that for 90 minutes. I think Northern Ireland have to get higher up the pitch and support like Simone McGill, Lauren Wade. And, you know, we want to try and get a shot on goal at least. Obviously, we haven't created anything going forward in this half. So
yeah, some heroic defending sees it just 1-0. Lauren Hemp, which we can discuss in a moment, whether or not that was an absolutely brilliant moment of genius chip or just a slightly fortuitous goal. But England have had over 75% possession in that half. They should have probably got a bit more than Lauren Hemp's goal.
Yeah, and Serena Wiegmann has been talking about being clinical and taking your chances, because when it comes to the summer and in the tournament, when you're playing against teams ranked higher than you, creating chances are hard, so you need to take them. But I've liked what I've saw from England in the first half in terms of their movement. They've been fluid, lots of rotation during that, and it was about being patient and knowing that goal would come. However, it did come in the end. But no, overall, I've been pleased with England's performance.
And you had talked about, in the build-up, you were talking about the interchanging of positions of England's players and how that was causing a few problems for Northern Ireland. Yeah. And actually, we can see that in the build-up to Lauren Hemp's goal.
Yeah, Serena Wiegmann spoke about developing England's style of play, so that's not just one set way. And I think from today, in this first half, it's evident what England are trying to work on with wide players, rotation, coming infield. And when you have players like him, you want them to drive at players, commit players. And there's the goal. Whether she meant that or not, we'll know after the game. But this is what I like from Hemp coming inside to allow players to then have those, occupy those wide spaces, take Northern Ireland players into situations that they don't want to go and create that movement and rotation. And that's what I've been most impressed with England experimenting more like that in the first half.
And I guess pleasing when the goal comes off the end of one of those runs as well. What was that goal?
It's a worked-on chip that she's been working on.
That's why we lower it slightly next time. Left us all slightly nervous there. Defensively, though, there have been some big performances. They've had to be some big performances to keep the scoreline at 1-0, haven't there? And of course, you know, McFadden, who we talked about before the match, was the player that came in for you. She's one of those who's put in a great performance. Julie Nelson, as well, has put in some really good last-ditch attempts at keeping that scoreline down.
Yeah, Sarah McFadden's been phenomenal in the back there, at the heart of the defence. She's put her body on the line, and, you know, that's what we expect from her. She's committed, she's determined, and she's the kind of defender that you want in there to stop the likes of Ellen White, you know, scoring goals, and she's kept her quiet again tonight, like she did in Wembley. So, you know, it's great to see. And then, obviously, you know, the likes of Julie Nelson. She's obviously put in some great blocks. She's shadowing there, Hemp down the line, and has eventually got a free kick, you know, so it's obviously vital that we've got our two experienced players in there, you know, Julie and Sarah McFadden leading the way and trying to obviously nourish those younger, well, they're not kids, but young adults.
Julie's 36, obviously. Sarah's 34. You know, she got her first cap 17 years ago. This experience right now is what's keeping them in the game, those cool heads that they're able to display. Yeah,
definitely, you know. Julie's 123 caps for Northern Ireland, and Sarah Mark's got 87. You know, so they know how to defend, and, you know, it's important that they continue to do that in the second half.
It shows what character you are as well. Especially as we've seen, it's like an onslaught, wave after wave of England attacks as well. So to have that mentality, to keep that encouragement and keep everyone around you going. You spoke about the leadership before the game, and that's certainly what we're seeing with some of the Northern Ireland players.
And it wasn't just in the build-up to the goal that you'd seen, as I say, this pattern of play, of players changing positions that perhaps is causing a few problems for Northern Ireland. And maybe they'll work it out a little bit more in the second half. But just show us a few more examples of that.
Yeah, we spoke about partnerships and how important that is, and what I'm seeing develop during this is the partnership between Stanway right over there and Beth Mead, that rotation to allow, if I'm coming out of the space, I need to go in. Ellen will be wanting that one back, thinking that she could have done better and actually getting the all-time record instead of just breaking the Lioness's record there. She'd want to be more clinical, but it's partnerships all over the pitch when we see this side between Ella Toon and Lauren Hemp there, switching positions, both wanting to get on the play, get on the ball and make things happen. What a great forward ball to split the defence and split players. Once again, England creating chances is what I like from this England team on Serena Wiegmann. That ability to keep that movement going, rotating. If one's going in, one's coming out. And also allowing, if it's not those players, then you've got Carter on one side allowing to get down that space, or Lucy Bronze also.
Yeah, and obviously Northern Ireland will go in now knowing they can, keep defending well, but they have to do something in attack, not a shot on goal. Where's that going to come from?
I think obviously we need Rachel Furness to maybe get on the ball more, start to drive out from the midfield. I think that's going to be important. She's one of our leading goal scorers, so we need her to really get the grips for the ball and push on and drive that sort of midfield higher up the pitch and try and get the defenders higher up the pitch to support the likes of Simone McGill and Lauren Wade.
Because you really need the crowd as well to get going, don't you? And they've really given it their best shot, haven't they? But they can't keep cheering for kind of defensive clearances. They need something to kind of get hold of, don't they?
Definitely, yeah.
You heard just before half-time that, and it's actually waiting for your moments, because you know England were always going to have more possession, but it's waiting for those moments that England might switch off just before, like we just saw with Lucy Bronze,
on the counter.
And you could hear the roar from the crowd.
Yeah, plenty more of that to come. But earlier in Group I, Wales beat Kazakhstan 3-0 to maintain their challenge for a playoff place. All going very well. For Wales, the opening goal came just before the half-hour mark. Kayleigh Green grabbing her 5th goal of the qualifying campaign. And then just before half-time, Natasha Harding, who was earning her 100th cap, scored her 5th goal of qualifying. And then midway through the second half, it was 3. Jess Fishlock, who else? Wales' most capped player, fired one home. And, of course, for those who follow Welsh football closely, you'll know she scored the winner in this stadium in a World Cup qualifier 5 years ago, so she's got form around there. So that win sees Wales leapfrog Slovenia into the playoff spot with 2 games remaining. In September, they're going to face Greece away, followed by a potentially crunch match at home to Slovenia. France are currently playing Slovenia. At the moment, they're holding them. Slovenia are anyway, because France will be expected to win that when it's goalless, but a point would see the French qualify. Meanwhile, at Hampden, Scotland are currently playing Spain in Group B. Now, this kicked off at 7:35, and the Scots are doing well because they lost 8-0 to the Spanish earlier in qualification. They've managed to restrict them to just that goal. Jennifer Hermoso, who netted her 44th international goal there from the penalty spot. So I imagine the Scots will be quite pleased with that. And you can watch that live on BBC Alba and BBC iPlayer as well. OK, let's take you pitch side at Windsor Park. Nicola McCarthy is with a big Northern Ireland fan who knows a few Derry girls.
Yes, she does indeed, Gabby. I'm delighted to be joined pitch side by actress Tara Lynn O'Neill, better known to some of you, I imagine, as Ma from Derry Girls. Tara is a huge fan of women's football here in Northern Ireland. She's a fantastic ambassador for the sport, and she's written a play about the history of women's football here in Northern Ireland, which we'll come to in a minute, Tara. But first of all, what an occasion here tonight at Windsor Park.
What an amazing night for Northern Ireland. The crowd have been amazing. We're 1-0 down, but the girls never give up, and they deserve this platform and this stage. I'm so proud to be here.
In your research for your play, Rough Girls, Tara, you went back to the early days of the sport, so you know more than anyone just what a night like tonight means.
Well, over 101 years ago, women first played in Northern Ireland to 16,000 fans. And so amazing that tonight in 2022, 16,000 fans are here to support these girls.
I've been lucky enough to see the play, Tara. It's a fantastic production, and it captures not just the history, but the energy and the passion that women's football has always had here in Northern Ireland.
But also, it's no different than what we do in theatre and TV. It's for an audience, and the audience that are here tonight and here to support, they are why the game exists. And these girls have worked really hard to get on that stage and show us what they can do.
I'm sure when you were down in the Belfast Telegraph archives and things like that over the past few years, even a couple of years ago, you couldn't have imagined a night like tonight.
No, I never thought, I knew that we had the talent. The talent has always been here. It took someone like Kenny to show us and guide us and believe in us. And it's great to see that, you know, the public are now believing in us, and we're starting to believe in ourselves, and I think there is nothing can stop us.
And as you say, the pride, the energy here tonight, people here are very proud, Tara, of what this squad has done and the journey that they've been on.
Yeah, these young women, I've known some of them for quite a long time. You know, it's not just a game they play, it's their lives. They've dedicated their lives to it, and it's only right that we should come out and support them.
There's plenty more still to come, Tara, with the Euros up ahead this summer. The spotlight will still be very much on this team, and again, another opportunity to grow the game.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I can't wait to follow them. And on the teams that are coming up below them, the young women are coming up below them, and all the young women that are here, you know, from 5 and 6 and 7, got heroes to look at and aspire to be.
Yeah, certainly do. Tara Lynn O'Neill, thank you very much, and good luck with Series 3 of Derry Girls.
Hopefully everybody's taping it or going to watch it and catch up tomorrow.
I am sure. The second half is coming up. The atmosphere here is electric. We're expecting more of the same.
Shameless plug there. But I love her passion. I guarantee she's got her tickets in the bag for the Euros in the summer. And plenty of Northern Irish fans haven't they, already? I mean, they are coming over in their droves. It is going to be fantastic. OK, and staying with the dramatisation of women's football, it is 20 years today since the release of the film Bend It Like Beckham. Look out for a special documentary on BBC iPlayer from this Friday.
Bend It Like Beckham was a huge success and it made history as the highest grossing film about football.
Hush not, child.
There are so many elements of it that are still true today.
The film actually gave me a little bit of clarity on where I wanted to go with my life.
I was like, this is me on screen. She's found her people. Maybe I can find my people.
So to celebrate its 20th anniversary, I'm going to take a deeper look at the impact of the film.
And have we discovered a new star here, Gary Lineker?
That's right, John. Could Jess Bamber be the answer to England's prayers? Alan?
Crikey, I look a lot younger.
Quick thinking, comfortable on the ball. I tell you what, I wish he was playing for Scotland.
Yeah, I think I overacted a little bit.
Well, it didn't result in an acting career for Gary Lineker, but Keira Knightley did pretty well after it. I mean, that was such an iconic film, wasn't it? And I can't believe it's 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
I remember I was in the Arsenal Academy. One of the Arsenal Academy girls was actually in the film. But I think what that film did, it allowed it to have some eyes on it before women's football was getting that mainstream kind of viewership. And it showed that young girls can dream to play football. I love where women's football is now, that the whole thing was going to play in America, but now we have the WSL and the setup here that players can dream of staying here and playing.
Yeah, it was, and those girls were so cool, and they were kind of, you know, you wanted to be like them. So, you know, that it gave women's football, I think, a completely different audience, didn't it? And you remember watching it? Don't tell me you were too young.
No, I remember watching it a couple of times, yeah.
Yeah, bit of a fan, Yeah. OK, well, we've got the FA Cup semi-finals all over the BBC this weekend, and it starts with the women of West Ham and Manchester City, indeed, on Saturday. Lunchtime coverage starts at 11:30. Following that, it's the men's semi-final between Liverpool and Manchester City. Their second meeting, of course, in 7 days. They're getting to know each other very well. And then on Sunday, Arsenal and Chelsea's women play for a place at Wembley. And from tomorrow, BBC Sounds has a new podcast which features the England legend Jill Scott. You can download Jill Scott's Coffee Club. Have a little listen to that. She loves her coffee, does our Jill. There was a moment that was a bit nervy at the end there for England. Lucy Bronze, a slight moment of hesitation.
A slight moment. And I think this is the thing with England, when you have that amount of possession, staying concentrated the whole time. Lucy dealt with it in the end, but it was the first time you really heard that roar from Northern Ireland, the crowd, showing the players some belief that actually get at this England team more.
Yeah, like, obviously we want to get into their box. We want to get into England's box more. And, like, obviously, you know, we want to be trying to get a goal here. You know, we're not here just to make up the numbers. We want to try and compete, and obviously let's get a goal and make Windsor Park go alive. You know?
Yeah, when you get those chances, you're going to have to take them, Northern Ireland, aren't you? Because they're not going to be plentiful if the first half is anything to go by. Possession was all England, 77%. Not a shot on goal for Northern Ireland. But, crucially, it is only 1-0, thanks to Lauren Hemp. And, of course, the reverse fixture, the floodgates opened around 65 minutes, didn't they? And you'll be hoping that Northern Ireland's fitness, now that they are full-time, most of the players can really hang on in for the full duration.
Yeah, we like to hope that the girls will go out here in the second half and push up higher in the pitch and really go at England. You know, we've nothing to lose, and I would say Kenny will want to see the girls look to keep possession more and get higher up the pitch and get Simone McGill and Rachel Furness on the ball.
And I'm sure Serena Wiegman would like to keep that scoreline nil, because she's managed that throughout this campaign, and add some goals to England's tally. Well, let's see if they can, and rejoin Gail Redmond, Farrah Williams and Robin Cowan.
Thank you very much, Gabby. Yes, I think if Farrah Williams' reaction up here is anything to go by, I'm not sure Serena Wiegman would have been that impressed with that performance. Directing traffic up here.
look, England have been good in the first half. I just, you know, how they've been playing of late, I've just expected more. I think tactically they've played into Northern Ireland's hands. I think, you know, we certainly need better, more intent in our run-in from midfield beyond this Northern Ireland back line. And I'll expect that. I know they would have gone in at half-time, and Serena herself wouldn't have been happy with the first half performance. And we'll see a different England team in this half. I'm sure of that.
She was giving us the hairdryer in the half-time. And for Northern Ireland, Gail, I guess, I mean, they've contained England fairly well with a few scares. At some point, if it is still just 1-0, going to need to throw a bit more caution to the wind, perhaps.
Yeah, well, that is Kenny's style. He's, you know, he's a brave coach. He's innovative. And, you know, I echo what Ashley Hutton said, you know, play a wee bit higher up the pitch and let this place go electric if we score.
Here's Stanway, and White couldn't quite get hold of it. This time Nelson tight to her.
And they're the type of runs I'm talking about. The runs from midfield. Georgia Stanway, brilliant run, driving into the space. A beautiful pass into Ellen White. But yeah, I mean, again, she didn't get much contact on it. A comfortable save for the keeper.
Stanway hooks it forward. And White putting McFadden under pressure. Burns quick off her line. Good to see Jackie Burns out for the second half. Earp sends it forward. Still a little bit of a question mark over goalkeepers in England.
I think for the neutral fan, maybe, but I think, you know, Serena mentioned she sees Mary Earps right now as her #1. I think certainly Hannah Hampton's knocking on the door. I think in possession she's very good, and if England are going to dominate possession, Hannah Hampton might be your one that you pick.
Strange how times change. Could have nailed on that Ellie Roebuck would have been the #1 going into this tournament a couple of years ago, but been unfortunate with injuries, especially at the beginning of the season. Maybe just hasn't shown enough, not capable of showing enough, because she's not been fit to start.
I think the competition between the three of them, I think, you know, you could argue for any one of them to play, you know, in the games come the summer. So I think it's a good headache for Serena. I think they know that, they keep it competitive. And, you know, for so long, England have had a long-term #1, and so it's nice to see that actually we can mix it up.
I had an opportunity to see their training yesterday, and I was so impressed by their goalkeepers, every single one of them. The athleticism, you know, their communication, everything that they worked on was a very, very high quality.
There's Furness. Closed down. Now Stanway manages to get the ball down the line. And Bright puts it out of play. Hemp. Down under the challenge of Furness, who does the old trotting away from the referee. So to try and avoid any other punishment.
Yeah, I think if you run over beside the next redhead, then she might get confused. But yeah, it was an intelligent one from Rachel. I think she saw the danger, you know, England were about to get the switch on the far side, maybe create an overload.
Just a word in the ear from referee Riem Hussein, German refereeing team today. Stanway. Manchester City's all-time record scorer, Georgia Stanway, at the age of 23. White's layoff straight to Wade. Rachel Furness is pressurised straight away, and England win it back. Williamson. Nice turn from Mead. Walsh into Stanway. Now Lucy Bronze. Mead. McFadden taking control. Burns sliding out of her goal. Read the movement from Ellen White.
Yeah, I think Northern Ireland just need to push a little bit higher and try and get Simone McGill into the game. You know, I don't think she's had a touch yet. You know, it's important that we try to keep the ball a little bit. You've seen it, but England are pressing so high now, and they look like they're ready to score more goals.
Bronze battling for it, getting away from Vance and pulling it back, and it's two. And Ella Toone finishes off a really good move from England. England finally have their second, and has just taken the game away from Northern Ireland now. And Ella Toone's fantastic scoring form for her country continues.
This is what Lucy Bronze is so good at. She keeps going, she gets herself into the box, makes it hard for defenders to tackle. And then she picks out a pass. It's just behind, just in front of the Northern Ireland back line, and Ella Toone arriving late into the box and just passes it into the back of the net. Really composed finish from Ella Toone.
Yeah. Already into double figures, Ella Toone. On her 14th cap, her 10th goal.
Yeah, I think Northern Ireland's disappointed. I'm disappointed, but we're on the attack here.
Andrews into Wade, allowed to turn and shoot, and that's the first thing that Mary Earps had to do. Good response from Northern Ireland.
Excellent. There's talked about Simone McGill being able to get on the ball, and she holds it up so well there. She gets it on the half turn, and the early strike almost catches Mary Earps out.
Stadium coming alive with Northern Ireland's first attempt on goal. Bronze. Now Hemp against Callaghan. Hemp, oh, it's an awkward one for Burns. Decent stop. Well, England win it back. Toone plays it in towards White. Again, McFadden has been man-marking her all game. Carter sends it in. And that's going to be claimed by Burns.
Yeah, Julie Andrews, she's having a real tough time with Ella Toone. She shows so much quality here. That's a great effort by Simone McGill, or Lauren Wade.
Yeah, it's the Northern Ireland chance, isn't it? Wade on a half turn and hits it hard and low, and makes it really difficult to, you know, a backpedaling Mary Earps, who gets a really strong hand to it.
I have to apologise to Lauren Wade. I thought it was Simone at the beginning.
It's good effort. Mary Earps has had very little to do, showing that she's got concentration. It's another good trait for a goalkeeper. It was a lovely pass from Andrews. England now up to 65 goals in qualifying, and still none conceded. Bright. White's made the move. It's Bronze. Might find the angle on that ball towards Lauren Hemp. of England subs warming up. Beth England back in the England squad.
She's certainly a player that I'd like to see. I think, you know, the form that she's shown at Chelsea of late has been fantastic. I think her work rate for the team, I think she's a fantastic team player. She's different to what Ellen White brings to this England team, and I'd really like to see her get involved in this game and give her good minutes. Let, you know, put something into Serena's head, give her something to think about. It's an opportunity now for her to do that with England being 2-0 up.
She's scored a brace in each of the last 3 Chelsea games in all competitions. It's been a difficult season for her, in and out, in terms of injury and also competition. Pernilla Harder, Sam Kerr, Fran Kirby, the list goes on for Chelsea and their attacking depth.
I think it shows the mentality of Beth England, though. I think, you know, you've got to have a really good, strong mentality to keep yourself focused, to keep yourself, you know, in tip-top shape like she has done, so that when she gets her moments, she's able to execute, and she's done that so well in this Chelsea team.
Mead into White, trying to wriggle away from McFadden. Mead takes it up. Hemp's delivery. And McFadden just got a toe on that. Away for an England corner.
Really good again from Hemp out on the wing. We speak about bending it like Beckham. I think she's bent a few in like Beckham today, hasn't she?
What a film.
Had to get that in. We've been talking about it so much up here. Had to get that line in.
Some of the goalkeeping, though, in that final scene, a bit questionable, but we'll leave that for another day. Here comes the corner. It's a deep one. And again, the goalkeeper came. I didn't really get there. It was Rachel Furness who took decisive action, as she does.
As I said, the one player you don't want to put the ball near in the box is Rachel Furness. Fantastic header of the ball.
Yeah, you talk about players like that, so excellent in the box for attacking, but so crucial that she does equally that in defending, and she's a vital part of this defence here in all set plays.
Hemp. Away by Vance, a swing and a miss from Millie Bright. Home crowd enjoyed that. It's Hemp away from Vance, straight at Burns. As we build up to the tournament of Northern Ireland, do you expect this to be pretty much the squad? Any more ins and outs, do you think, as we come into July? Injuries permitting, of course.
Yeah, he's got still maybe 1 or 2 to come back that he'll evaluate. Again, you highlighted it before, a third goalkeeper as well. So I would say, you know, he's probably, as any coach, maybe has a fair idea, but again, he's always challenged his players in the full-time programme, that the doors are never closed. You know, you keep performing. Our domestic league is about to start next week, you know, so we get another opportunity to see them playing in their clubs, and then hopefully then by, you know, June he'll have it nailed down.
Challenge on bronze, and that's a very pertinent point, actually, Gail, that a lot of these players are in sort of pre-season, maybe not up to their full fitness, fit and firing, match practice, etc.
Yeah, it's difficult, you know, you're playing friendlies, but it's not competitive. It's hard to emulate that, and but we talked about their fitness, you know, we're getting into, you know, 60 plus now, and
we expect to see a change for Northern Ireland, do you think?
I think so. I think he'll make a change in the midfield. I saw McLaren just warming up not so long ago, and maybe possibly change the shape.
Oh, here's Hemp. Oh, that is beautifully done. Leah Williamson's through ball, and Lauren Hemp shows great quality and composure. Her second and England's third. A player absolutely brimming with confidence.
Goal for England in the 60th minute, number 11, Lauren.
It's just really good play from Leah Williamson. She drives into midfield and then finds a really good pass between the centre halves, and the run here from Hemp from out to in, just between the defenders, takes it round the keeper. A fantastic finish. This is what I think England miss when Leah Williamson don't play in centre mid. She's able to drive with the ball with those long legs. She makes up ground, eats up the grass, and then finds passes like this, split passes between defenders. And an on-running Lauren Hemp just rounds the keeper and puts it away.
Yeah, and it's the speed that she does. It's excellent. It's a quick touch and a fine finish. And I know when we were preparing to face England in Wembley, Williams was one of the ones that we really thought that we do not want to have on the ball, because she can pick a pass, she's athletic, she can drive into the space like you said, Farah, and she showed her real quality there.
Changes for Northern Ireland. Rachel Furness off, and Chloe McCarron is on, and Lauren Wade also withdrawn, and it's Kirsty McGuinness who's coming on.
Yeah, and you'll see Chloe McLaren just really slot in front of the back two there. She plays a really good six role, and Kirsty McGuinness, she's no stranger to this crowd, and she'll play high up the pitch.
McCarron started the game against Austria. Showed some good touches. And also McGuinness, tricky winger.
She is. She's a big fan favourite. You know, she scores goals. She's exciting when she gets on the ball. And one thing about Kirsty McGuinness, she loves the big stage.
Good header by Burrows. Just that through ball from Leah Williamson. Burrows did get a touch on it, didn't she? But such was the pace on it. And changes too for England. Rachel Daly and Beth England ready to come on. Always interesting to see where Rachel Daly lines up. Such a versatile player.
Yeah, she is really versatile. I think England see her as a fullback, whether that be as a left back or a right back. I think, you know, and credit to Rachel Daly, she's able to, you know, be versatile, go and play in America as a striker and come back to England and show great qualities in those fullback areas.
Stanway finding Leah Williamson. Here's Mead. I'm trying to thread the ball through an eye of a needle. McCarron gets the interception.
It's much better from England. The way they're passing and moving, there's runners off the ball, you know, making it really difficult for Northern Ireland. They look more fluid with the ball when they play like this.
Williamson, again trying to thread it through towards Ellen White, and Northern Ireland get the interception in but just can't keep the ball.
Yeah, and they just need to push up a little bit higher because they can't seem to get the press, you know, they can't seem to force England into mistakes like they did in the first half. And
touch from McGuinness, bit of a heavy one though from McGill. Toon wins it back for England.
Yeah, they're just playing triangles now, and Northern Ireland just got to keep their shape and see if they can apply a little bit more pressure on the ball.
Nella Toon, Farah, seems to be a real favourite of Serena Wiegmann. Started featured in every game, I think, since Wiegmann came in.
She's a fantastic player. Very, you know, the way in which Serena plays, she likes to play with two tens, and tens that can take it in pockets, but also tens that can run beyond. And both her, Georgia Stanway, Frank Kirby, they can all do that.
Great play from McGuinness, sets Vance away. Not too many options for her. Right for company, Lucy Bronze as well, and she's done really well, Vance.
She has. There was a little nutmeg in there on Lucy Bronze.
Here come the England changes. White coming off. And Beth England coming on to replace her. scored against Northern Ireland in the reverse fixture. And Jess Carter also coming off for Rachel Daly. So there'll be a straight swap. Left back duties for Rachel Daly, with Houston Dash. It was McGuinness, stolen from her by Stanway. Toon. Andrews was dispossessed by Mead. The early ball out wide. Bronze. Looking for England. A strong header away from McFadden. Walsh. It's a great turn from Lauren Hemp. It's two Manchester City teammates certainly on the same wavelength. Here is Daly. And Mead dispossessed. And out of play, Abby McGee. Good aggressive play. Hemp on a hat-trick. Bronze. It's towards Mead. Couldn't quite climb enough. Goal kick for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, just goes to show you how hungry England are. You know, Beth Mead just chasing that down and looked like a nothing ball, and you know, managed to get a head on it and then chased it down again. And you know, Northern Ireland still have to be resolute in defending because there's danger in a lot of areas.
Some excellent headwear on show. Flat caps are out. I think we spotted a bowler hat somewhere as well.
Yours ain't bad either.
It's good to see all the generations there represented tonight.
It's a reminder that Northern Ireland, with this result, their chance of qualifying for next year's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand are now gone. England will need just a point when they play Austria in September. To confirm their place. Another impressive performance from England and Serena Wiegman's side. We've got a couple of friendlies. Warm up against Belgium and the Netherlands in June. And then the big tournament kicking off July the 6th against Austria at Old Trafford.
Still tickets for that one. We need to get that one sold out, the opening game at Old Trafford. I know the other two group games have been sold out for this England team, so let's hope we can get Old Trafford sold out. Fantastic occasion. I think the Euros are going to be fantastic in England. You know, the 7 or 8 teams that potentially could win it. It's going to be the most competitive tournament to date.
St Mary's sold out first.
Sorry, St Mary's. Yeah.
Every game sold out first.
Irish fans, eh?
Yeah. Northern Ireland will be setting up camp on the south coast. It's another goal for England. Really well worked. And Georgia Stanway fires in. England's fourth. Lovely goal. And England now looking at a much more healthy and convincing scoreline.
Goal for England. In the 70th minute, number 8.
I mean, it's really, really good feet. Ella Toon running the channel here and getting herself into the box makes it hard for the defender. A couple of step overs, and then the defenders, they just give up. And she lays it nicely on the plate for Stanway to just put it away. Really good feet here. But the defending, once you get in the box, you've got to do better than that. You've got to commit to your defending in the box there. Giving Ella Toon far too much space, and she's just able to find a pass to Stanway to just put away.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Northern Ireland have really struggled to cope with the movement of Ella Toon in between the lines, and even in the box there. You know, she's so tricky and she's skillful, and again, we're just slow to get any kind of pressure on the ball.
There's still 20 minutes to go. Now the same scoreline as it was at Wembley with the reverse fixture in the World Cup qualifiers. Nikita Paris on for England. And Paris replaces Beth Mead. Hasn't added to her 12-goal tally in World Cup qualifiers. Really good play from Ella Toon, and unselfish as well. She could have taken a shot.
You've seen a difference in the second half from Ella Toon and Georgia Stanway. The runs beyond, they're more aggressive and they're more intent with what they're doing, and they've both got themselves goals for doing that. It was just frustrating in the first half when, you know, you knew the quality that these two players had, and they just probably, you know, wasn't demonstrating it enough or as consistently as they'd done in the second half.
Well, Demi Vance is going to receive the first yellow card of the game, pulling back Nikita Paris. Sign of frustration, perhaps.
She's lucky to have gone 70 minutes without a booking. You know, she's done a few of these throughout the game. Clever fouls, smart fouls, and eventually, you know, she takes the yellow card. Really good running from Nikita, though. Great ball. She gets beyond the defender, Vance, and she has to bring her down.
And Far, you were just talking about England in the second half. That was quite similar at Wembley, you know, where Northern Ireland did such a good job in the first half and contained them, but it kind of took England to get to half-time for Serena Weigmann to kind of maybe get her instructions on. Do you think that might be something that England need to work on, to be able to start a little bit faster? You know, with these Euros, you can't start slow, or other teams will be able to, you know, capitalise on that.
Yeah, definitely. I think they have to identify themselves. I think they have to understand and try and recognise what the opposition are giving them. I think they didn't recognise that in the first half, the spaces that they could have exploited, and they've had to wait until half-time to be told that, it seems.
Stanway takes a deflection. And the corner kick is given. Williamson didn't quite make contact. A real feeling of a changing of the guard as well tonight, with 3 goal scorers for England, all very young, with their first major tournament, all of them really, that they'll feature in. You know, Stanway will play a bigger part this time around than she was in France in 2019. Here comes the corner. It's a miscue. A header away from Vance. Another corner.
Yeah, just a wee slight change to Northern Ireland's shape there. They've got Callahan on the post, where before they didn't have any players on the post. And
Hemp once again. Good punch away from Burns. Good distance on it. Northern Ireland getting ready to make a double change.
yeah, it's good to see Rebecca McKenna and Nadine Caldwell coming on. Nadine will strengthen the midfield for Northern Ireland. And
coming off, number 13, Kelsey Burrows, being replaced by number 2, Rebecca McKenna.
There's Rebecca McKenna of Lewis, regular for the championship side in England. Jolie Andrews coming off. Good experience for her.
Yeah, we just saw Kelsey Burrows go down earlier there with cramps, struggling to come off the pitch. She's done excellent. again at Wembley. I thought she was brilliant. Young, but really, really wise head on her young shoulders. And Nadine Caldwell coming into the midfield, you know, she has plenty of experience and she'll strengthen up, hopefully, that midfield for the last 15 minutes.
And Nadine Caldwell scored the goal that sealed their progress to the Euros. Northern Ireland with a two-legged playoff against Ukraine. It's a poor pass from Bright, and McGill have a run on this. Straight into the action, McKenna. A good challenge. And England throw.
And you just saw the intent of Northern Ireland. They would love to give this crowd a goal, and I think there was 5 players in the attack, and unfortunately Rebecca McKenna just couldn't get it out of her feet just to play that early ball.
A few mistakes creeping in, but Kira Walsh makes up for that one. Toon. Here's Hemp. She's got Beth England through the middle. That's a lovely pass from Hemp, but England can't quite stretch enough.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching Hemp in the second half from the right-hand side, driving in off her left foot. She's able to then shoot, or, as we've just seen before, just do those little slide passes down the side of the defenders for on-running strikers. And Beth England come really close there from the Hemp through ball.
McKenna. Just sold the pass a bit short. England back in possession.
Yeah, I'd like to see Rebecca McKenna get on the front foot with fresh legs and run it daily there.
We wait on the layoff for Bronze. Hemp takes a tumble. No foul. Bright's clearance nearly fell for Paris, out for a corner. Hank once again. Defended well at near post. Toon. Bright keeps it alive. Now England. And Bright's cross. Good win in the air from Hemp. And it's crept in. And Georgia Stanway has another. A brace for Stanway. And a 5th for England. Jackie Burns disappointed herself for that one. I think her defence can be equally so. Not cleared properly. Stanway in the right place to put another one away.
Yeah, there's certainly some disappointed faces there. Just feeling inside the box, we have to get tighter, and you know, we have to rack first. And Jackie maybe be disappointed she just didn't move her feet quick enough to get across. But I think you have to give credit to Stanway. She's pounced on it, and England have been very, very clinical in this second half.
I thought the ball from Millie Bright was a bit deep. Lauren Hemp does really well to, you know, get herself up and, you know, and keep the ball in play and head it back into a danger area for Stanway to come onto. And as you mentioned, a fantastic finish from Stanway.
Here's McGuinness. Callahan venturing forward. Georgia Stanway scored 2 at North Macedonia. She scored 2 again tonight. Here's McGill. McGee. Now McKenna. Not being given an inch. And England won it back. Great work from Rachel Daly. Toon. And now Paris. Up against Vance. Tries to deliver it to Beth England.
Yeah, I've been really impressed by Rachel Daly. It's frightening to think that she's not always an automatic starter. She's composed there, you know, she's clinical when she passes the ball, and she just gives England a real reassurance.
The header from McGuinness. Callahan. And Caldwell, good run. Noise ratcheting up. McKenna. There's some good territory from Northern Ireland, though.
It has been good combination. McGee and McKenna are both old teammates at Liverfield, and they're showing good understanding with each other, but a fantastic run from Caldwell, and that's what she gives you, you know, her fresh legs there, being able to get the switch, and Northern Ireland are able to move up the pitch.
Well, substitution for Northern Ireland before this is taken. And McGee's coming off. And Cara Hamilton coming on. A defender for a forward. As you said, Gail clearly wants this team to give the crowd something to shout about. And I believe that's their first corner of the game.
Hopefully, this is it. It's been a long time since 1985.
And we finally get to see a Demi Vance delivery. We've given it the big build-up. Let's hope she delivers. That's deep, looping. Here's Hamilton, well defended by Bright, and now Northern Ireland light at the back. Paris brings it away. Toon can't quite return the pass.
Really good defending from England. Millie Bright blocks it twice, but then we break on the counter, and I think our decision making on the counter attack, you know, wasn't great. I think the return pass from Toon into Nikita wasn't executed very well. I think we could have got out on the opposite side with Beth England.
$15,348 mostly satisfied customers here at Windsor Park today.
It's been a wonderful occasion, and the crowd have seen some great goals. But hopefully there's one last one from the girls in green.
A record attendance by some distance for a women's game here in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I think Tara Lynn said it. It's time, you know, that the girls get the recognition that they've been working so hard for, and I'm so proud of the Northern Ireland fans of coming out tonight and supporting our team.
And we've seen attendance records being smashed recently all over the place for the women's game. It's great to see, great to be a part of.
I think with the game, when it's marketed well, I think the crowds will come out, and you know, tonight's even more proof of that. You know, 15,000+ coming out here tonight to, you know, support Northern Ireland.
Five minutes remaining of normal time. Karen can't keep hold of it. A loose pass from Toon. Nicely played by McKenna. Sends it forward towards Callaghan. And the flag is up.
Great skill there by McKenna, just show composure, just to turn outside. And again, Farah's alluded to it earlier, so really good, strong England back line, and they've held it well.
And Georgia Stanway off, a couple of goals for her.
Here's their second. Beautiful play by Ella Toon in the box. And
Jordan Nobbs on for Stanway. Here's Hemp. Good run. Didn't quite get hold of that shot. On a hat-trick, why not?
yeah, look, really good run. I've just said it before. I've really enjoyed watching Hemp out on his right-hand side, cutting in onto her left foot and getting strikes away. I think I'm excited to see Jordan Nobbs back on the pitch for England. It's been a while for Jordan, you know, to get that England shirt back on. What she definitely will do will make them runs beyond that we've spoken about, that the midfielders, you know, we were crying out for in the first half. I think she will just join that now and, you know, continue to do what Georgia Stanway and Ella Toon have been doing in the second half.
It's just crept out of play. 3 minutes remaining. It's been another comfortable World Cup qualifying win for England. There's Lucy Bronze. And Williamson. Paris does well to keep that in. Up against McKenna. Turner inside out. Here's Toon. Satisfying night's work for Georgia Stanway. Mistimed by Bright, taking out Simone McGill.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling she might have been on a Millie Bright tackle before at Everton. Might have a sore thigh in the morning. What do you think, Farah?
Just a little bit. I think, you know, it was a loose ball from Jordan Nobbs. Millie Bright, you know, she's committed to it. I think if she would have read it a little bit better, she'd have probably allowed McGill to just take it and then defend it properly. But a free kick on the halfway line, you know, England will take that.
Into the final minutes of normal time. And Vance sends it to the edge of the box. It's McKenna. Drifts it back in, claims for a handball, play on. McFadden does well to keep that.
I thought his initial foul on McFadden on the edge of the box, push into the back. Here's where England can counter.
Lost it in a dangerous area. England, and now Ella Toon. They went for the chip. Burns wasn't having it.
No, I'm a bit thankful that she went for that early one. She had time there to dribble it on in, and I don't think McFadden was expecting the ball back from McLaren in the middle of the park, and there's a lot of tired legs out there.
A minimum of 2 minutes at a time.
2 minutes of time added on. And another learning experience for Kenny Shields and his team. Here's Hemp. Get around Vance. Another corner. Hemp's corner. A couple of ricochets. Oh, and Bright. Just off the top of the crossbar.
I have seen her score goals like that before.
She's just leaning back, isn't she, Millie Bright? She hits it and it goes up onto the crossbar and over. But yeah, we've seen her score goals from there, and we saw it in the Arnold Clark Cup against Canada.
Arnold Clark
it's changed now,
Golden Boot winner.
Oh,
I'll
yes,
have you know.
This is true.
The inaugural one. Great to see her alongside Alexia Putellas picking up that award.
I mean, I remember I was there handing it out as Millie Bright, you know, Putellas was saying you can have it, and to the delight of Millie Bright, she took the trophy and walked away.
And why wouldn't you? England take another ginormous step towards qualification for the World Cup. Cruise control once again for Sarina Wiegman and her England team. Another game unbeaten under her charge. 2 goals for Lauren Hemp, 2 for Georgia Stanway, and 1 for Ella Toone. The youngsters coming to the fore ahead of this summer's European Championships. Northern Ireland held out well, but in the end, clinical England just had too much for them. They'll meet again at the Euros on the South Coast on July the 15th. Full time here at Windsor Park on a momentous occasion, a record crowd for a women's game. Northern Ireland 0, England 5.
Thank you very much, Robin. Yeah, much to be pleased about for Sarina Wiegman and England's performance. And again, a clean sheet for them. She's smiling, the England head coach. A disappointment for Kenny Shields women. They would be hoping to have made that a closer contest with, of course, in the back of their minds, the knowledge they are going to meet each other in just a few months' time in those Euros group stages. But I'm sure every game he is finding out more and more about his players. And let's not forget, they are the lowest ranked team to qualify for this summer's Euros. So it's always going to be a tough ask for them, Alex, isn't it, to come up against opposition like England, who are one of the favourites for the championship.
Yeah, and I think ultimately it came down to the second half. I think Northern Ireland showed a lot of fatigue, and that's when the game started opening up, and England were clinical. But like it's great preparation going into the Euros, knowing what's going to be expected, playing in front of a large crowd, which obviously will be happening in the Euros. But they need to take positives, what they showed in the first half, about the defending and that mentality. So they've got stuff to build on.
Yeah, obviously we'll be disappointed with the result. Obviously we wanted to give the fans something to cheer about, and we wanted to get forward more in attack, but you know, there's lots of work to be done. We've still got 2-3 months to go before the Euros kick off, and you know, every game is a practice game, and if we learn from our mistakes, you know, there's no reason why we can't do better in the Euros.
And you know what? You can only actually find out about yourselves if you keep playing opposition that is challenging you. And, you know, a draw tonight against much lower ranked opposition perhaps wouldn't have taught Northern Ireland much more about themselves going into those championships.
No, I think it's important. Like, obviously we've just played Austria and played England back to back, and maybe fitness did show at the end. And, you know, it's up to the girls now to go away and work hard on that. And, you know, we're going to be playing top teams in the Euros, so we've got to expect that we have to be at the 90-minute fitness barrier. So.
OK, let's have a little look then at the table. This is Group D tonight, and England maintaining their 100% winning record in the group. Still haven't conceded a goal, as I said, and the Lionesses now just need a point in their next qualifier in Austria in September to reach those finals for the 5th time in succession. Unfortunately, the playoffs are now out of reach for Northern Ireland due to their inferior head-to-head against Austria, as we've said, so they are definitely out. So all their focus will be on those European Championships. It did become a bit of a rout in the end, and England started to make things look very easy, didn't they, when Ella Toone got on the scoreboard?
And I like that side of England, being ruthless and being unapologetic about it. And it's the examples that we like. Lucy Bronze at her best, when Lucy is getting on the ball, driving. Look, when she has this space, she's so powerful when she's on the ball. But I like the amount of options that Lucy's got to choose from, bodies wanting to get forward and in the box. And when Lucy gets into these sort of positions, where she's different and world-class is picking out the right ball at the right moment. And Ella Toone actually as well, because we're saying about numbers getting into that box, but you don't want to arrive too early and be standing waiting. She arrives just at the right time, and it's a great overall play from England. But once again, it's Lucy Bronze at her best, which we've seen from her over the last couple of years, being so powerful and driving down that right channel.
And she has been one of England's best players for many, many years. But what Robin said, actually, there was something I was thinking towards the end and said to you, what's interesting is how many of these young players have come through since 2019, since that impressive World Cup run. Yeah. And actually, you said the last year, with a delay to this tournament because of COVID, has brought those young players even further up their international progress. It's all boding very, very well for England in terms of the rise of the talent.
Yeah, it's really exciting when you think about just this last camp. Ella Toone, Lauren Hemp, even Beth Mead in that. I think it's a really exciting time that what we're seeing from these younger players is the confidence in being brave on the ball. And I think within this England set, what Sarina Wiegman is doing them, allowing that when they get in 1v1 areas, have the confidence to take someone on, make something happen. And we're seeing that, and that's why England are creating so many chances.
OK, well, let's hear now from Georgia Stanway. She is with Joe Curry.
Go ahead. Well, Georgia, congratulations, a win. You're amongst the goals yourself tonight as well. How much did you enjoy that one?
Thank you. Yeah, really enjoyed it. I think the atmosphere was unbelievable. Credit to everyone that turned out today. And yeah, we were happy to put on a performance and play how we did and obviously get the result at the end. So credit where credit's due. They're a very, very tough side. Fans made it a hostile environment, but we thrived from it.
We're so used to seeing England score goals for fun at the moment, but Northern Ireland made it really tricky in that first half. What was the message from Sarina at half-time?
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing was patience. We obviously had all the possession, but it was just about creating them moments and obviously being clinical in them moments, and that's obviously what we did in the second half. And it's about just building from here. We've got a big year ahead, and we're just going to take it a step at a time.
You talk about building from here. You're now just 1 point away from a spot at the World Cup. What's it like playing in this side at the moment?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. As you can see, everybody's in top form and everybody's at a high level. It's a competitive environment. I think that's what's kind of keeping us going. If we can create, I can't even hear because the fans are that loud. If we can create an environment that's so competitive and that we drive each other, then nothing can stop us.
Thanks for speaking to us, Georgia.
Thank you very much.
Well, get used to that, because I think those stadiums in the Euros are going to be pretty crazy for England, aren't they? A home championship for all this young talent to showcase what they've been building under Sarina Wiegman over the last 7 months or so is coming into great fruition. As we've said before, the youngsters are playing well. Georgia Stanway was on the cusp. She was on the edge of it, wasn't she, at the last major championship? 2 goals today for her.
And just even listening to her, she just makes you smile, like you want to get behind her. But what we saw in the second half is her being more brave, wanting to get on the ball. And actually, I think what it comes down to in the end as well is the right decision making at the right time. Once again, it's that rotation in wide areas. And Ella Toone, fantastic bit of skill, step overs. But look right here, decision making. Can I have a shot? No, my teammate's in a better position. I'm going to lay the ball off. And this is what England need to be going into the summer, is making those decisions and knowing it's a team game. It doesn't matter who scores, who's on the score sheet. The way you're going to win the game is right decisions at the right time. And it was great for Georgia Stanway arriving in that moment, and look at the smile on her face.
Well, yeah, if you've got a 5-0 scoreline and Ellen White hasn't got a goal, then it's good that these goals come from different areas of the pitch, isn't it? And different players.
Yeah, you need that as well, because when teams are doing their analysis, if they just know Ellen White scoring all the goals, and you need other players to be popping up in other areas. And I like this. I think this is where Northern Ireland started to show their fatigue and the spaces. But you need someone like Georgia Stanway staying sharp and still wanting to be in those areas and getting on the end of things.
Yeah, I suppose a little bit disappointing that fatigue did set in and actually the defensive mistakes crept in.
Yeah, I think obviously the girls just started to not win their 1v1 battles, and it's important that you stay close to the players, defend tight, and obviously I think just fatigue set in, and the girls will be disappointed with the result, especially with the home fans being there. But
yeah, well, let's have a little look at, was it still your favourite goal, Lauren Hempst?
I think it's the quality when you break it down. I think Leah Williamson getting on the ball and showing her pure class. The ability in games like this, sometimes you need a player, especially in the defensive areas, to get on the ball and drive, open up the pitch. But it's her ability to see that pass and execute it. And obviously, Hemp still has something to do on the end of it. Her ability to stay calm and composed in those areas and finish off what was a great England move.
Yeah, it really was, wasn't it? Captain Williamson obviously been named by Sarina Wiegman as the new captain now, and taking over from Steph Norton, who we hope will be back fit playing for England soon. But it is Williamson who'll carry that mantle into the Summer's Championship. So let's hear now from the England head coach. Sarina Wiegman is with Joe Curry.
Well, Sarina, congratulations, job done, wonderful result. But how pleased with the performance were you?
Yeah, I think it was a very mature performance in a great atmosphere here with so many people around. Also for Northern Ireland, a great occasion. But I think we played mature, we played well, we kept the ball going, we switched fields a lot. And the first half we wanted to be a little more clinical because we created lots of chances, we only scored one. But when you win 5-0 in the second half, we kept moving, they got a little tired. So a 5-0 score is just really good. And again, we conceded none.
What did England do more of in the second half to bring those goals about?
Well, I think that's a combination. Well, we finally scored, but we tried to keep doing. Actually, we thought we played well the first half, and they had to run so much that we could expect they would be a little more tired and there would come a little more space. So I think that was mainly the thing what happened. We just kept on going. Well, and when at the end they substituted a lot, and we did, so that the speed of the game dropped a little bit, but well, when you're 5-0 up, it's okay.
Well done for tonight. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thanks.
Big smiles for Sarina Wiegman. Let's give you the details of Scotland versus Spain at Hampden in Group B. And, well, Scotland, of course, beaten by them 8-0 earlier in qualifying, fell behind 13 minutes into the game. Spain's record scorer Jennifer Hermoso netted her 44th international goal from the spot. And with 12 minutes remaining, she made it 45 goals to make the scoreline 2-0, which actually I think Scotland will say some kind of progress has been made there from their earlier encounter with Spain. And despite tonight's defeat, Scotland remain in the playoff spot with 2 games remaining. The good news, of course, is that their final 2 matches against the bottom 2 in the group, and Spain's victory means they've qualified for the finals as group winners, incidentally, and they are one of the teams to beat, certainly in the Euros. So very quickly, a word on that. The next time we shall meet will be those very exciting Euros. How confident are you feeling for England?
You just said the word that sums it up. I think I'm so excited by this summer ahead and what we're going to see with women's football. I really am.
And in spite of tonight's result, you're still full of it and excited and getting yourself fit to be in that squad.
It's going to be our first Euros, so we're going to look forward to everything. You know, it's going to be experience, the moments, you know, we're just going to share them all together and, you know, hopefully we'll get some results.
Well, Ashley, thank you for joining us tonight. We want to see you in that squad in the summer, but you're welcome back anytime. Alex, as always, a joy, thank you. So England are a step closer to World Cup qualification, but Northern Ireland's World Cup dream is over. They've got some homework to do, haven't they, before these two meet again in the group stages of the Euros. It all kicks off July 6th on BBC One, and we simply cannot wait. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Windsor Park is absolutely rocking. Oh, what a clearance that was up the line. Tombs ahead, it's in, and it's 2. Oh, here's Hem. Oh, that is beautifully done. It's another goal for England. A brace for Samway. Cruise control once again for Sarina Wiegman and her England team.